good morning. Today I will explain about our new topic, which is the green kingdom, or known as Plantae kingdom. It is important for us to know about unique characteristics it has that make it distinguishable into this kingdom. First of all, Plantae can live in two forms, which is dependently or independently. This is why we call it alternation of generation. Alternation generation is a life cycle of a plant which alternate between multicellular haploid stage and multicellular diploid stage. If it is in diploid forms, we call it a sporophyte generation, and haploid is gametophyte generation. These generations have their own purpose. The sporophyte gene is important to perform the process of meiosis to produce spores, while gametophyte gene is important to undergo mitosis process to produce functional eggs and sperm. So, the life cycle of plant. First, the gametophyte produce the haploid male and female gametes by mitosis. Then, two haploid gametes undergo fertilization to form diploid zygote. The zygote will divide mitotically to produce sporophyte. After that, the sporophyte then undergo meiosis to form spores, and each spore has potential to undergo mitosis and develop into gametophyte. And the cycle continues. The other unique characteristic of Plantae is that it has multicellular eukaryotes. It can make their own food, or we call it as autotroph. Their food storage is starch, and cellulose is their major component of cell walls. Plants also have special structures that make them can adapt living on land, such as waxy cuticle to prevent desiccations, vascular tissues for water and nutrient transport. Protected reproductive structure, which is retention of the embryonic sporophyte between the female gametophytes, and the leaf have stomata for gaseous exchange and prevent water loss. Plantae can be classified into four groups, which is Bryophyte, Pteridophyte, Gymnosperm, and Angiosperm. And this will be discussed later.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yes! Wait! What is that?
What?
There! Did you see that?
Oh, that is a Bryophytes, or its scientific name, Bryophytes.
Oh!
Bryophytes are a small group of primitive plants which are commonly called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Bryophytes have no true root, stem, and leaves. They have thallus and rhizoid, which support bryophytes to grow close to the ground. Rhizoid anchor the bryophytes into the soil. Most bryophytes absorb water and dissolve minerals over the surface of the gametophore. Water retention on the surface is assisted by the shape and overlapping of leaves, abundance of rhizoids, or by capillary space among these structures. Water loss through evaporation is rapid in most bryophytes. Some of the examples of bryophytes are Hypnodendron species, Thyloria octoblepharum, Acrocladium species, Juniper haircut moss, and Hypopterygium species.
But where can we find these Bryophytes? Many Bryophytes grow on the soil or on the persistent remains of themselves, as well as on living or decomposing material of other plants. Many Bryophytes grow on bare rock surfaces, and several are aquatic. Bryophytes can also be found in moist shaded area in the hills.
Walking around the campus, you can see many bryophytes on the sidewalks, drains, bus stops, and even on the rock surfaces.
The main requirements for bryophytes appear to be a stable substratum for attachment, a medium that can retain moisture for extended period, adequate sunlight, favorable temperature, and for richest luxuriance, a nearly constantly humid atmosphere. So that is the unique characteristic of bryophytes.
Hey, you guys see that?
Eh, Mirza?
As you guys see, this is Pteridophytes. Do you guys know there is another type of plants? It's Pteridophytes. There are plants named Asplenium nidus. It is usually found in moist, shady, and damp places. They are found in crevices of rocks, bogs and swamps, and tropical trees. These plants gain their nutrients by preparing their own food through photosynthesis, just like bryophytes. Pteridophytes reproduce through spores, which appear as little brown spots on the undersides of the fronds. There are another example of Pteridophytes, which is witch fern, Litsonia, Selaginella, and Lycopodium.
Oh, that's right, Mirza. So, what is the similarities between bryophyte and pteridophyte? So, we already know that bryophytes and pteridophytes are both a non-flowering plant. And they also have more in common, such as both plants consist of heteromorphic alternation of generations. They are multicellular sporangia and the cuticle is present in both plants. Plus, they consist of flagellated male gametes and female gametes are non-motile. But there is also a difference between these two. Bryophytes are non-vascular plants and pteridophytes are vascular plants, so there is no vascular tissues in bryophyte cell, while the vascular tissues are present in pteridophytes. The plant body of bryophytes is leafy or thalloid, while pteridophytes is differentiated into roots, stems, and leaves. Other than that, in bryophytes, the rhizoids are present for anchorage and the gametophyte is dominating, while in pteridophytes, the roots are present for anchoring and the sporophyte is dominating. And lastly, cells are haploid in bryophytes while cells are diploid in pteridophytes. Bryophytes and pteridophytes have their own importance in this earth. For example, bryophytes colonize sterile soil, absorb nutrients and water, and release them slowly back into the ecosystem, contributing to the formation of soil for new plants to grow on. Did you know that dried mosses make an excellent packing material for fragile goods like glassware and bulbs, or for transshipment of living materials such as cuttings and seedlings, as they have water retention capacities. While the pteridophytes, the dry fronds of many ferns are used as a cattle feed. Pteridophytes are also used as a medicine. For example, the decoctions of foliage of Lycopodium is used to treat diarrhea, bladder irritability, eczema or rheumatism, constipation and inflammations of liver. And by the growth of pteridophytes, it binds the soil even along hill slopes. The soil is protected from erosions. And lastly, ferns provide natural vegetation that is important to both wildlife and birds, whereas animals use the fronds as food while birds and small creatures use the plants for cover. And that's all.
Oh,
Thank you for explaining it to me, guys.
Our pleasure.